Hello, I'm Ikkcicle. Welcome to Mitsumaru City. In my last episode, I put lots of signs everywhere, and today I'm going to build another wonderful apartment here on Oak Lake. This is Sunshine Street, and it's a really nice street that needs another apartment next to one MTC. So right now, I'm building the foundations and a little elevator shaft. The elevator doesn't work, though, I'm sad to say. It's just there for show. But we can imagine it works, can't we? We can also imagine there's people living here. This is the first floor. Many residents will live here eventually, 4 in total, so that could be 4 wonderful families, couldn't it? Here I'm going to put in the windows, a nice wonderful window system, very simply, and I'm going to extend the elevator shaft up a little bit. That's pretty good. I'm also going to use a simple staircase made with lime stairs. Those dark green blocks are from the Cocricot mod. I've gone for a little bit of a different build here, but the lime stairs and the lime concrete I guess is from the Yuushya mod, maybe the default game to be honest. And I think it looks lovely. I'm just putting in level 3 at the minute. It's going in quite nicely, the windows look really good. I'm using the black windows from the Yuushya mod there. Now I'm going to put in some polished deep slate slabs. That was hard to say. They're going to act as the window frames. I'm also going to add some columns next to it, which is deep slate wall columns. Again, that's really hard to say, but I'm going to put those very close to it. I'm going to extend it a bit. The frame doesn't really work, so I extend it a bit with the slabs and then stick in the wall bits in between. I think that's a fancy looking window frame. It's better than using the Yuushya mod frames all the time. It's a little bit different. Each apartment is kind of small. I guess all apartments I make are a little bit small, but I don't want to have such a huge, massive complex, you know? All the way around the building, I add those wonderful window frames, and I make sure it's all nicely leveled up and decent looking. Once that's finished, I start working on level 4. All the windows do look really cool. You can see here's level 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Here it's going to be a community center that I'm going to work on soon. Now the camera's going to get a little bit crazy because I want to show you how I built these side panels. I used some of the half slab things you can get from the Cocricot mod to act as sort of a side wall or a banister thing for the stairwell. Otherwise, it's not going to be safe, is it? People are just going to plop off the edge every day when they come home from work. Every day. Once that's finished, it's pretty good. It's not ideal. I think I should have built the staircase a bit more, you know, a little bit thicker, but at the same time, I don't want to extend the place to be absolutely massive. On the roof, I add the same wall and these little weird disc-shaped things. I don't know what it is, like a chair? It does look like a little bit of a chair, but I've seen things like that. So now I'm going to start working on the community center. First, I bash in the wall, and I want to show you how I make a little table tennis table using the Yuushya mod assets. First I put in the blue slabs, then I put in these poles and turn them into entities, making sure to put them exactly under the table. Then I just shift those across on the Z-axis and the X-axis. That's going to act as legs for my little table here. I make sure to be very meticulous with that so it's perfect. I don't want it to go too far out, otherwise the legs are going to look weird. I think it's a little bit thick, you know, table tennis tables have thinner legs than this. I could use sticks, but I don't want it to be too flimsy. I think a sturdy looking table would be a better idea. Yeah, I mean sticks are okay, they're a little bit thin though. So yeah, all I'm doing here is shifting it across with the X and the Y axis. Now for the white line in the middle, it's a little bit complex is this. I choose to use a ramp road marking and then shift it across. It's very wide, but it does look good. I copy the code and then I just stick in a few more of those ramps here like that. The ramp markings, I guess it is. Paste the code in, look, and you can have basically 3 of those. That acts like as a middle point for the game. It's pretty easy, decent looking, but you know what's missing? I need some kind of net in the middle. So I find these Venetian blinds, this template, and I pick the white ones. It's made of white wool, so it's difficult to find where to put them. I put one here, look, turn that into an entity and then shift it down, but it's absolutely massive. So I scale it down a bit. Yep, put that in the middle, across a little bit more, but now it's too small, isn't it? So what I do is have another one of those in my offhand. Put in my offhand, go back in with the GUI tool, add another block state, resize it and move it down so it's exactly the same as the other one. I can actually shift it further down if it's smaller. That's a nice quirk, isn't it? Put it on the same level as the other one and shift it across so it's touching. Copy the block state, find where to put the next one. I'll just put in some planks here, turn that into an entity and replace it. Now shift both of them across, again very meticulously here. The first one, then click the second one, shift those across, and I've got myself a nice looking table tennis table. You know what else is missing? Some of those tennis table bats, whatever they're called. So I'll get that one, and I'm just going to put it on top here, look. Stick it there, entity it, and then move it down a little bit and scale it. Now it's sitting on the table tennis table, ready to play. Isn't that a cool looking table tennis table? It uses road markings. Ping pong. Okay, so let's go back into the community center and apply what I've learned. I'm basically going to have 2 table tennis tables in here. I really like saying that, actually, and I've seen these in community centers all over the world. They have ping pong everywhere. Certainly, I mean, if you like it, it's there, isn't it? And you can play it for free here at Oak Lovely's apartment complex. If you're a resident, that is, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the friends can go there sometimes. It's a very simple process once I know how to do it. It's just a matter of copying the whole idea a couple of times. Some of those nets don't really want to work with me, but it does look good once I've got the hang of it. Just putting in the final few nets on table 1. The design and the angle is not the same, so I have to copy and paste it very carefully. I put in some bats on the tables as well, and then I put the nets back in on this one here, look. You can see that the nets are very difficult to put in and align. You saw me make it just before, but it's not bad once it's got going. It's probably the best way of doing it, to be honest. Once the table tennis tables are placed, I add a beverage vending machine, a sofa, a nice light, a couple of plants here and there, a park bench, and I decorate the whole place with posters and things for your home comforts. I also decide to add some kind of notice board here. So I chose a yellow half slab made of wool, and I put loads of little notes and information on it when it's fine and dandy. I put a box on the vending machine, and that's my community centre finished. I also add some glass to the wall there. I don't want people to just walk out willy-nilly. Back on Sunshine Street, I add myself a nice flowering oak tree in a little plant box, and I put wires all the way along connecting one MTC to Oak Lovely's. That way the electricity can flow in the city, I guess, and there's a bit of telecommunications there. Later in the city, I'm going to develop a telecommunications network, but for now, I'm just working on Oak Lovely's. And once the wire's gone in, I'm going to apply the sign. I made a simple sign in Adobe Illustrator. I used an AI picture for the background and then just put in my little words there, Oak Lovely's. It's a luxury apartment complex. It's going to cost 500 Mitsumaru credits to stay here per month. That's the rental cost. I don't really know what that means at the minute because there's no banking system. Again, that's something else I'm going to have to make in the future, a bank. And also notice there's a telephone number there. There's going to have to be some kind of telecommunications network very soon. I also applied a sign at the bottom here. I want it to be nicely lit up with loads of signage so people know exactly what it is. Pretty good. That's a nice looking sign, I think. I head round to the side of the community centre where I've put more little item frames in, and I'm just going to stick in the signs. Now I know how it works. It's very easy to do, and I think it looks great. There we go, that one goes on this side, and I'm also going to put one on the other side all the way over here. I built this little item frame thing. That's going to be like an advertisement on the side of the building. It's always a good idea to have these kind of things. Brilliant, they go in nicely, and on the other side as well, I put more item frames in, so I'm going to stick them here too. Brilliant. Oak Lovely's, 500 Mitsumaru credits to stay here per month. Yes, it is. Now that the signage is finished, I put in a few lights to the entrance area and I go up to the top and I'm going to start working on this. I actually don't like the design of that wall. I put some wheat up there. I'm going to add some of these deep slate slabs or deep slate blocks to make sure it's nicely leveled and it looks a little bit better than those green squares all the time. I'm getting sick of those. They do look good, but not on a roof space. I put in the wall back again because I want it to look the same all the way around. And now the wheat looks better, doesn't it? Because it's like growing in the apartment block. I add those things with the chairs on, they look good, and now I'm putting some washing. Somebody's got some washing up here. I stick some of these things on the washing line. It looks pretty good like that, nice and simple, very easy, and nice looking too. I also add a transformer block. Every building has to have some kind of electricity port. It's a very important thing to do. I head over to the solar farm and then stick in the solar panels on top of this apartment block too, with a nice simple little battery. That connects to the network now, and everything looks really good. I put in some sticks to hold up the solar panels. I like the idea of having solar panels on the other building, but it doesn't really work and they don't fit so well. So I abandoned that idea. Back at Mart, I changed the door to be an automatic one, which is just windows. Inside one MTC apartment block, I need some kind of banister to protect the side of the wall. Again, people don't want to plop off the edge when they're going home, so I add this nice little jungle frame that fits the rest of the design. I do the same on floor 2 and 3, and that looks really good. Finally, I return to Oak Lovelies to add a drain system, and once that's finished, I put in lights at the top of the building so it's nice and safe at night. I check it at midnight mode to make sure the lights are bright, and that's pretty much Oak Lovelies. I think it looks really good. If you've liked this video, subscribe. Send me a comment as well. Tell me what I should build next in Mitsumaru City. Let's go take a tour of Oak Lovelies. Here is the community center. I added some bookcases in there because people want to read books. The elevator here is not really working, but it does look cool. I also added some safety banisters when people climb up. Here is apartment 1. I haven't really planned what I'm going to have in there yet. Here's the elevator, which doesn't work. It's more of a room. But yeah, let's go upstairs and check out floor 2. It's exactly the same design. It does look cool with a non-functioning little elevator thing there. Room 2, or, apartment 2 with a little storage room there. Let's go upstairs. This looks really good. Floor 3 has, again, another apartment which is empty. I'm going to plan the design, and you can see the bakery from the window here. That looks grand. Let's go upstairs again to floor 4. The design throughout has the same kind of aesthetic, and I think it looks really good. They've got a storage space too. Great. Let's go up to the roof. You can see the things I've added here. I've got a little plant pot thing with loads of cactus, some wheat that's growing, and over here you can see the city in all of its entirety. I think it looks really good. I'm Ikkcicle. Thanks for joining me on my little build of Oak Lovelies. I hope to see you again in the next video. I'm probably going to decorate the rest of the rooms in one MTC. I also have to consider the residents now of Oak Lovelies because people are going to move in. See you next time.